Telecom drastically reduces the amount of time it takes for IT professionals to find the best telecom and cloud solutions for their business. Our president, Mike Smith, works with over 150 providers. You can pick his brain to find the most beneficial technology and best provider for your business.
Today I'm going to be answering a question that I've gotten a lot over the years, and that is, how come I signed up for one thing with a telecom provider, but when I got my bill, my pricing was a lot higher than what I was originally quoted? Gotten that a lot, and I'm going to answer that for you today. But before I do, I'm going to hit you up right now with the question I'd like some answers on for the kind of the question of the day. Valentine's Day is coming up. Not sure when you're watching this, but Valentine's Day is coming up in about a month and a half. So I figured it's a good time for a little bit of help. My wife's birthday is right around Valentine's Day, so I've got a double whammy. And I'd love some information and experiences. I think probably 99% of our target market, which is systems administrators and IT directors, are men. So I'd love to hear from the men, hey, what are some cool Valentine's Day things that you did for your significant other? And from the women, hey, what are some cool things that your significant other did for you on Valentine's Day? What are some cool gifts that they got you? Love some information. But on that note, I've got a great one of our employees named Josh Chamois. He's in charge of our current clients here at Telecom, and I think he's got something he'd like to ask you as well.
I'm reaching out today because I need some help. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and I'm not gonna lie, I need some assistance. I've fudged some of my past purchases on Valentine's Day before. So, quick story, 3 years ago, Valentine's Day. By the way, I'm a huge procrastinator when it comes to Valentine's Day. I always feel like I have all the time on the road. Next thing you know, boom, it's already on me, right? So, I thought it would be a great idea to buy my wife perfume. There's a particular brand she likes, Versace Pink Crystal, and I thought it would be a knockout gift, right? So I purchased the gift, give it to her over dinner, and she's fumbling around in the bag like looking for something else. Well, I didn't get a card, there were no flowers, there were no chocolates. Long story short, I missed the mark. So I'm open to any suggestions, anything I can do to improve my Valentine's Day shopping. I'm all ears. Help me out, please.
Okay, thanks, Josh. That was some great information and a great story. I've got a couple more I could tell too, but I'll save everyone the drama and maybe another time. But okay, back to the topic. So, interesting story that kind of illustrates this. So I remember one specific story a couple years ago. We did a quote for a client that it was a car dealership and they had several locations, and they were currently spending about $10,000 on telecommunications between internet, phone service, and wide area network connectivity. They had some point-to-point lines between all the sites. So they were spending about $10,000 a month, and at the end of the day when our quote came back, good news is our quote was about $5,000, maybe $5,500 a month, including all taxes and surcharges. Then one day the client called me and said they had got a competitive quote for $1,700 that included everything. Now, of course, my first reaction was, well, what are the line items? And so sure enough, I looked at the quote, and it was just basically one line item compared to my 50 line items. And it was obvious to me that there's a lot that was missing out of that quote. Nonetheless, the customer decided to go with that low quote, thinking that they had nothing to lose, that it was so low that even if they was a little off, it was much less. Well, needless to say, about 6 months later, the customer got their first bill, and it was $10,000. So what did the customer do? They called the provider, tried to get out of the contract, but lo and behold, they had signed up for every single thing that was on that bill. So I'm sure that story sounds a little bit familiar to a lot of you sysadmins and IT directors. And here's the thing, is salespeople in our industry, unfortunately, do not have to have a license or permit or any type of certification to sell telecommunication services. And these sales reps are under immense pressure from their management telling them they're under quota. Some of them are put on performance improvement plans where if they don't get enough sales that month, they might lose their job. So they're under tons of pressure. And they've also seen that a lot of times customers will just sign up for something based on cost. Who's ever got the lowest cost on paper, the customer will sign. So some reps, They kind of decide, hey, if everybody's playing that game, I'm going to play it too. And they're desperate, so that's what they do. But unfortunately, it's your job as the customer to read the fine print on that paperwork to see what all the additional costs are. Well, guess what? I know what you're thinking. That's impossible. There's no way you can look at that and understand what's going on in there. So my advice to you on that stuff is what I've always told customers is to go with your gut. If you're talking to a telecommunications or cloud salesperson and they're giving you a quote, don't base everything on what's on paper. Go off your gut. Does this person seem like a nice person, an honest person that would be your friend outside of work, someone you could see yourself being friends with? If not, if you're just basing it on pricing alone and you think the salesperson seems a little bit off or a little bit slimy or not someone who you'd necessarily trust, but the quote looks so good you can't resist, don't do it. That's a big red flag. And guess what? Once you're in that agreement that you signed up for, you're stuck. The provider's not going to let you out 99% of the time. Regardless of what your quote says, the provider's going to come back and say, yeah, your quote said that, but you signed up for something totally different. So please, people, be careful who you sign up with. Make sure that it's someone that you definitely trust and feel good with, and then you won't have those problems. So I hope that helps at least a little bit. I know it doesn't solve all of your problems, but just a little bit of advice from the inside in terms of how to shop telecommunications services. So hope that helped. As always, let me know if there's any type of technology that you like information on from any provider. So if you have a technology that you'd like some comparisons across multiple providers, I guarantee you, if you tell me the technology, I probably have 2 providers in mind that do a great job with that. And I'd love to tell you what they do and why, and I'll answer them live on video. So thanks again and have a great day. Wait! Whatever you do, make sure you follow us. If you like the videos, if you like the blogs, don't forget to follow us on whatever social media that you like. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. Follow us and you'll get them all the time.